When you're driving a Formula 1 car, you cannot be tense. You're strapped in, you feel every movement, you're part of the car, and if you're tense with the car, it slides that little bit more. You must relax and let the car do the work.
New safety rules for the design of the cars this year have meant that the teams have had to include a deformable structure behind the gearbox to protect the driver in the event of rear impact. Ferrari did this last year, and they've already overcome most of the problems, like excessive vibration, which can crack the rear wing. That first split time is actually faster than the current fastest qualifying lap. Down into second, third gear, up into fourth, up into fifth, sixth gear. He's up at the second split. If he keeps this up, he could be on pole. Up into second, third, up into fourth, fifth.
Weight is king in a Formula 1 car. Every extra kilo you have to carry loses you about 0.02 of a second per lap. Fuel load, as in the aviation industry, is measured in kilos, not litres, and is precisely calculated to give optimum performance for minimum weight.
He's down at the first split, but faster than his previous best. That's a good second split time. Not the fastest we've seen, but very respectable nevertheless. Let's see how he compares with the previous qualifying times. He's already behind at split 1 and also down on his own previous best. The drivers in the slowest cars who don't get a time less than 107% of the fastest qualifying time can appeal to the stewards, but it's very unlikely that they'll be successful. Fourth, up into fifth, sixth gear. At split 2, he's a bit behind his best time so far. Up into second, Up into third. Down into second. Down into first. I'm looking at the qualifying lap times now. Compared with his previous times, I can see that he's actually slower there. Well, that's actually slower than his best qualifying lap today.
In a busy qualifying session, a Grand Prix driver has to be really on the limit. He brakes at the last moment, turns in very fast, but cannot afford any mistakes whatsoever.
I'm looking at the qualifying lap times now. He's slower than the leading time at split one, but improving on his own lap times. He's down at intermediate 2, but he's improved on his previous times. Third. Up into fourth. Fifth gear. Up into sixth. Let me just check how that time compares. Well, he's got a bit to do over the rest of the lap to improve on his previous times. Well, that's actually slower than his best qualifying lap today. I'm looking at the qualifying lap times now. Compared with his previous times, I can see that he's actually slower there.
Fuel's getting low! Get ready to come in!
Second gear. Third. Up into fourth. Third gear. Down into second. Well, that's actually slower than his best qualifying lap today. That's slower than his fastest time at intermediate 1. A new TAR ruling for 1997 is that the teams have to decide in advance which compound to use for both qualifying and the race. And having done so, they're limited to a maximum of 28 times. That's down on his previous fastest lap at the second split. Third gear. It's Barrichello. There didn't seem to be anything he could do to stop himself ploughing into that barrier. Second gear. Third.
There'll be a new front wing waiting for him in the team pit area. Each tyre manufacturer supplies two different compounds, a hard one and a soft one. The teams have to decide after the practice sessions which compound they will use for both qualifying and the race. They have to decide whether or not to use soft tyres, which are faster but may involve having an extra pit stop.
Up into fifth. Sixth. That's a better time over the first intermediate. Barrichello! That was definitely a knock on the barrier. That's down on his previous fastest lap at the second split. His time for the first sector is better, but he's still not as quick as the fastest qualifier. That's a good second split time. Not the fastest we've seen, but very respectable nevertheless. It's incredible! These drivers are controlling a car about half the weight of a Mini, and these things can accelerate to about 150 miles an hour in 6.5 to 7 seconds. Compared with his previous times, I can see that he's actually slower there. Third gear, fourth, up into fifth, up into sixth. Unfortunately, he's not as fast as his best second intermediate. Up into third, fourth gear, fifth, third gear, down into second, down into first.